distant. Now we're stuck on a whole different plan.
Yeah, I had pretty big plans over Christmas wanting to play lots of stuff, but I ended up mostly just playing Xenoblade Chronicles X.
So it's good then. So
it's very good. I was a bit hesitant at first because the introduction is quite slow.
Right.
But once the world opens up, I mean, it's really, really good.
So is it big world? Is it
it's
super
a massive
world?
It's a very big world.
How can you is it like Just Cause 3 size? Is it Skyrim
not played Just
size?
Cause 3. I don't know. It's very big. I think it's meant to be like bigger than some of the other big world games, but that's maybe a bit misleading because you don't spend the entire game on foot. Once you have the mechs and stuff, the scale does kind of change and make it a bit more approachable.
Ah, right. Okay. Oh, so I see what you mean. So yeah,
it does take a while to get the mech.
Right.
Which would be bad if the rest of the game wasn't good, but it is, so I don't really mind it. It kind of feels nice to get the mech once you do.
Does it feel, in terms of like the map, let's say you've got like big city here and you've got to go to like town X over there. And you
there's not any
what kind of stuff
main towns.
You get?
It's mainly,
right.
you have like a central hub,
right.
which is the city.
Yeah.
And then, the story is kind of, they've evacuated Earth in this one arc that didn't get destroyed by the aliens who were blowing everything up. Kind of like crashes, and then their little hub bit with the city falls down, so you've got like a crashed half-built city.
Yeah.
And then you have to like explore the world and like put down like data probes to like open up the map,
right,
and collect fauna and stuff, and kind of there's all sorts of weird alien landscapes, which
so there's no other settlements outside that main.
There are alien races. Like there's an unfriendly group, and they have their forts and stuff where they have those kind of enemies, and they're sort of collectibles. And there's another race which are like the merchant race, and they have like little camps, but not many. Maybe like one in each of the main 5 areas.
Yeah. So you kind of like in a central. Are you going off to dungeons? Is it like a?
There are caves, but not many, and not that many like dungeons. It's mainly open world.
So what's what kind of like missions do you? Because like traditionally it will be you go to a town and then they go, right, you need to go to this place to go and get the thing, and then you do some like dungeon bits, get to a boss, come back, take your loot back to town. So what's the kind of mission? Well,
the missions usually force you to progress further into the world. So there'll be like a new fort that you need to get to, or something like that. None of the main story missions are that long, so you can probably easily crank out up to mission. Chapter 6. There's a total of 12.
Yeah.
Where you get your mech. But there's like a whole load of like side quests and stuff. Like there's one about building a water purification thing by a lake.
Okay.
So you got to like clear out the area of indigents.
Right.
Which are like alien life and that kind of thing.
So how much does the narrative play a part in the game? Do you just like wander around doing stuff a lot of the time, or is it very narratively driven?
Well, there is a story. It feels less kind of linearly drawn than the first one.
Okay.
In that a lot of the cool story stuff, like side quests and that kind of thing, you don't have to do. The main story is like they're running out of time to find this bit of the ship that's crashed, and you have to like investigate new areas to try and find it, I guess, before they run out of power, and then everything's fucked.
Yeah.
So compared to
there's not an actual time limit though.
Compared to the first game,
it's very different. It's very the story of the first one's probably better.
Okay.
But it's just so different this time that it's kind of hard to say. You have your own character you make, but the main character is kind of the whole Blade team.
Right.
Okay.
I would almost wish that you didn't have your main character, so you could have another party slot for another one of the characters. There's like 12 characters or something.
Oh, okay.
They're all quite unique, and they all have their own like style of class or whatever that you can't exactly replicate.
Right.
And you can't change their class or anything. You can give them different moves, you give them different things, but you can't have them as your leader or anything.
Right. Okay.
They're kind of their own individuals.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a good game.
Oh, good.
It's kind of like...
Is it recommended?
Oh, very much so. I think it was a close contender for my game of the year.
Okay, so very good then.
Yeah, because I had been thinking, because I want the game, but I was thinking I'd get it when it drops in price a little bit. And then I went and I looked at Wii U game prices, and I realized that they never
No, they
ever
don't. Yeah,
drop the price.
A few do. If you want Mass Effect 3 or something.
Yeah, they hold their price like all of Nintendo's first party
Yeah.
stuff, just Mario Kart or Smash or whatever.
Yeah, Mario Kart is still £35.
It's always the way that if you look at obviously the Wii U's like top 10, it's fairly, there's a lot of games in there that are really old that are always going to be in that bracket. I think it's the only console
just
that
so
has
good?
that. Yeah, and they are. And that's
I mean, even the first Xenoblade Chronicles is still really good.
There's also low third-party support, of course. So like all the good stuff is Nintendo's third-party stuff. But
yeah, I suppose a big part of that is that when you don't have third-party publishers competing amongst themselves, there's no one to really drive the prices down.
No.
So there's no incentive for Nintendo to ever drop the prices on any of
If you buy a Wii U, you're going to have to buy those titles because they are the best on the system. So,
So it's
around 35 is pretty good for.
Yeah, so there's no like, oh, it's price promotion time, let's drop it to £20.
No, never happens.
The best you'll get is like a good sale digitally, and maybe you'll be able to get some of those games for 25, maybe. But you're still probably going to look at around 35, even on their discount price, because that's the way it is.